let's talk about conditions that you can put on your triggers. So in Leka.io, every workflow needs to have a trigger. So in this case, in this example, we have this new message Slack trigger. Let's open it up. So in this case, we have a few pre-built filters that we added to the form. We assumed they'd be very common, so we added them. For example, Tony Ramirez messages in the demo channel. Only then do I want to run this workflow. Now the problem is there's so many different ways you could filter your triggers. Like you might want to filter it by if his message contains certain text or if it was sent at between a certain time, right? And these forms would get complicated if we added every possible filter. That's why we added this optional conditions field right here. So this one needs to add optional conditions, you need to have some output. I already added output, but let me show you how you do it with this webhook trigger. You click save and listen, and now it's just going to listen. Then I'm going to trigger it. I'm going to send like hello. And then this is going to receive that data and then stick it in the output. So receive this body with all this data. So now we can use the output to add conditions on it. So I'm going to click add conditions. I'm going to go to the event and I'm going to click on text. So this is the text that I sent through Slack. So if the text contains the word urgent, or if the text contains the word important, then I want to run the trigger. You can also add something like, and if it was the time was after, or if it was in the past, if it's in the future, of course it's going to be in the past, dummy. I'm trying to find the other date ones. If it comes after this specific date, then I want to run it. Okay, so I'm going to delete these, and let's just keep the urgent one. And it's also set the filter to any. So if anybody in any channel sends a message that has the word urgent, it's going to trigger this workflow. So let's type something that says testing. We should not see anything pop up down here because the text does not contain the word urgent. Now if I say urgent, there's an emergency. Urgent will trigger the workflow, and now we see immediately our Google Sheets added the message as a new row in this Google Sheet. So that's an example of how to use our conditions. You can get very complex, you can create some really complex conditions. And I did mention in one of the other videos where if you have the custom listen for webhook, you could add conditions so that your secret key is in the header. That way it's protected and only HTTP requests from your own servers trigger your workflow, et cetera, et cetera. So it's a good way to add security and to add conditions for custom workflows. If you have any questions, message us. We will be glad to answer them and update our docs because I'm sure other people will have the same questions. Thank you.